Good morning. It is day one of 75 hard at about 5:30 in the morning, and I could not be more excited. So I'm not 100% sure how I feel right now. Like, I'm definitely excited, and like I'm excited to do it today and stuff, and I'm excited for all the good results, but it's like a little bit nerve-wracking, you know, like 75 days is a long time. So I know these first few days are probably gonna be pretty easy, but it's like in my head I'm already anticipating and bracing for the long, hard days later on. But I think like as long as I take it one day at a time, I should be fine, you know? I already took my progress photo this morning, so that's one thing out of the way. I am currently on my way to lifting, so that'll be workout number one. Today is the start of a new training cycle. It's gonna be an upper body strength day. I've got my quarter-gallon water bottle already filled up. I'm hoping that I can down this by the time I get home from lifting, and that'll put me in a pretty good position for the rest of the day. So I got this water bottle a couple of days ago, and just based on how much I've been drinking out of it the past couple of days, I don't think a gallon a day is gonna be a problem at all. So now I'm gonna go in and do my lift, and I will see you guys in a little bit when I'm done. So I just got done at morning lift. It took us like an hour-ish, so that's a good first workout. I got about 3/4 of the way done with this water, so I think I'm gonna try to finish this last quarter on the way home. I have enough food at home to make breakfast, but after that I think I might need to go grocery shopping. I have a pretty good amount of protein and a decent selection of vegetables, but I really need to go get more carb sources. I have like 1 box of pasta and I'm running pretty low on rice, so I think we'll hit the grocery store in a little bit. Alrighty friends, here is the post-workout meal. We've got some chicken, some rice, and some vegetables and some hot sauce. This comes out to 55 grams of protein, 15 grams of fat, and 100 grams of carbs. I'm also on my second bottle of water out of 4 now, so I'm already a quarter of the way done with that, and it's not even 8:30 in the morning yet, so that's good. While I eat this, I think I'm gonna start reading my book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I picked this up from my parents' house. Fun fact, I actually tried to read this when I was in 8th grade. Back in 8th grade English class, we had to read books and then talk to our teacher about them, and so for whatever reason, I thought this would be entertaining to read as an 8th grader. Turns out it was not. I didn't finish it. I don't even remember if I got through the first chapter. But now that I'm about a decade older, I'm hoping I find this a little more interesting and a little bit more applicable to my life. Because as an 8th grader, I wasn't really thinking about being a highly effective person. I was a little more interested in reading books about like dragons and adventures and stuff. Which, to be honest, I still probably would rather read that, but I gotta read some nonfiction. I also have not read a book for enjoyment probably in about 10 years. So my reading speed probably isn't the best right now. Actually, that's a lie. I did read a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book 2 years ago when I was at my parents' house because I saw it sitting on the shelf and I was like, oh, hey, those are fun. However, I don't really know if that counts. Anyways, I'm gonna time how long it takes for me to read 10 pages of this book just because I'm curious to see how slow of a reader I am right now. So that took me just under half an hour, and I don't think that's too bad. That averages out to about 3 minutes per page, and I'm okay with that. I was worried going into this that my reading comprehension wouldn't be that great since I haven't been reading a lot of books lately, but what I totally forgot about is that for school, I read scientific papers all the time, and this book was written at a much easier reading level than those usually are. As far as the actual book contents go, I think this is going to be pretty helpful for me. From what I've gathered so far, this book kind of focuses on changing who you are rather than just sort of changing how you act, and I think it'll be good for me. I kind of want to read more, however, I was struggling to stay awake during that, so I think now might be a good time to go to the grocery store and grab a coffee while I'm there. Alrighty, so I got myself a nice tall coffee from Starbucks. I also got some sweet potatoes and some more rice. Anytime I get a tall from Starbucks, I feel like it's like not gonna do anything, but then my caffeine tolerance is so low that if I get a grande or a venti and drink all of it, then I end up feeling like jittery and shaky and almost like a little bit nauseous for the rest of the day. So hopefully this will give me a little boost to get through the rest of the day without taking a nap, without giving me too much to the point where I feel sick. Stay tuned to find out. I am currently on my way to go stunt right now. If you don't know what that is, that's basically the part of cheerleading where you throw girls up in the air and catch their feet. Also, check out the stadium reveal back there. We just had our practice week last week and it was really good, so I have high hopes for today. Hopefully we can hit some cool stunts. Michael, what stunts are you planning on hitting today?
We'll probably hit some hands full arounds, some rewinds, and maybe a front or two.
What are you thinking, Julia? What do you want to work today?
Michael.
Rewind with Michael? Perfect. Sounds like a plan. So I realized that since there were only 3 of us, I just sort of had to set the camera up away from us and film from a distance, and I couldn't really get any of that good between stunt commentary. But fear not, because post-production Garrett will give you some great commentary right now. We started off with a couple of spinning stunts just to get nice and warmed up, and then I decided to work some back handspring ups. My straight ups were pretty good today. Not all of them were perfect, but every single one hit, and a lot of them were really good. Then Michael decided to try some back handspring ups because he'd never done it before, and man, let me tell you, that dude's got a lot of power. He's gonna be smacking these to the top real soon. So then I threw one more straight up, and it wasn't perfect, but I decided to start working back handspring full ups. I haven't worked these a ton, but this is a skill I really want to get. I don't think these ones were too terrible, but for whatever reason, I kept turning over my left shoulder instead of the right to catch it, which obviously is quite wrong. Unfortunately, it started raining, so our stunt session did get cut a little bit short. However, I think I made some good progress today, and I'll definitely be able to hit one of these in the near future. Looking back on it, maybe it was a good thing that it started raining. As you can see here, I started getting in my head about the spin, and they kind of got worse at the end. So that was a pretty decent stunt session. I wish it hadn't rained, but you know, I can't control the weather. So now I'm gonna make my next 2 meals, one for right now and one for later at like 4:35-ish. And so for both these meals, I think I'm gonna do some cubed up sweet potato, rice, and ground beef. And I'm thinking it'll taste pretty good. So that stunt session ended up being a little bit over an hour. So I totally could count that as my outdoor workout. And while I feel like it was a good stunt session and it was productive, I don't feel like it was really that intense. So I'm thinking I might do another workout later in the evening for my outdoor workout. But I do have another stunt session planned for in a few hours, so we'll see how I feel after that. Alrighty, so here is the finished product. It looks pretty good, honestly. I'm excited to eat it. So you know the whole stunting thing I was just doing where I throw the girl up and catch her feet? Well, I actually do private lessons where I teach girls how to do that. So I'm headed to go do that right now, and I'm gonna eat this in the car on the way there. I am now also about to start my 3rd bottle of water for the day. So I just got back from my stunt private, and if you couldn't tell, it was pretty hot. I don't know if you can tell, but this shirt is like a whole shade darker because it's just drenched in sweat right now. But the buzz cut proved once again to be a very functional haircut because my hair was dry like a minute after I got in my car and turned the AC on. So that's a dub. I also went through my entire 3rd water bottle without even trying, and now I'm on my 4th one, so I'm thinking I'm probably gonna drink more than a full gallon of water today. And then here for my 3rd meal, I have basically the same thing I had for my 2nd one. I was a little bit short on ground beef, so I added some Greek yogurt and mixed that in. And you know, this might not be the conventional use of Greek yogurt, but I just like to think of it as like a higher protein sour cream. It gets the job done. So technically, I think I just have to finish these 2 things and then eat one more meal in a few hours, and then I'll be done for the day. I took my progress picture. I did my reading. I'm gonna finish a gallon of water pretty easily, and I'm on track with sticking with my diet. Technically, I did do 2 workouts. Well, kind of 3 if you include the stunt private, and they were all over an hour, so they definitely would count. But I feel like if I count stunning as my outdoor workout, that's not really a challenge. Like, we work hard, don't get me wrong, but it's not really like I'm pushing the pace and pushing my conditioning when I'm just out stunning. I'm more so just focusing on my technique and getting new skills, rather than just sort of drilling things to counts and working on like conditioning. And I mean, there are people who do this challenge and count things like stretching or going to the driving range as a workout. But for me personally, I don't really want to count like a free stunting session as a workout unless I'm just doing like a ton of reps in a short amount of time. Once we start practicing though, I'll definitely count that as a workout. However, those will be inside, so I'll still need to do an outdoor workout anyways. But anyways, today, I think after I eat this, I'm gonna wait like an hour and then go for a run. After all, they don't call it 75 easy. The other day, one of my teammates said something that really resonated with me. He said, if you want to go places you've never gone, you have to do things you've never done. And like, I know he didn't make that up, but that just really stuck with me. So I've been lifting every day and I've been stunning every day, but I'm not quite where I want to be yet. So I'm gonna do something I haven't been doing and go for a run. All right, so I just got back from my run. My roommate went with me. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't actually that much fun. It was pretty rough.
We're out of shape.
We are indeed pretty out of shape. We did a total of 3.5 miles in 45 minutes. I think we ran 2 of the miles and walked the rest of the time. So it's not great, but it's a good starting point. The good news is that after I got home, I finished the rest of my water bottle, so I am done with my gallon of water for the day, but I am most definitely gonna drink more than a gallon today. But now I need to shower because I have sweat a lot today. All right, so day 1 of 75 hard is almost over. All I have left to do is finish my last meal. I've got some Greek yogurt, apples, strawberries, and a little bit of peanut butter in there. This one's gonna be real tasty, but before I eat it, let's reflect. What went well today? I got everything done. That was good. I took my progress picture right when I woke up. I finished my whole gallon of water before 8 p.m. I got my 10 pages out of the way pretty early. I got several workouts in, 2 of which were outside, and I still feel relatively fresh. So that's good. Now what could go better for the future? I spent a pretty good bit of time today making my meals, so on a busier day that might not really fly. I think I'm really gonna need to do some more planning and start meal prepping ahead of time, especially for days where I'm busier and like have to do work. The run was also pretty rough. That could have been better, but that one will come with time. That'll be fine. Overall, I think it was a pretty easy first day. I think things went well. I think I'm pretty well set up for success. Just after one day, I can already tell that this is gonna be very beneficial for me both mentally and physically. So I guess that wraps up day 1 of 75 Hard. I'll see you guys in a couple of days when I post my 1 week update, but until then, this is Garrett Fogle signing off. Sweet dreams, fellas.